Hello friends, my name is Rohit Bapat. Welcome to my channel. Let's talk movie. Today we will talk about the movie Dangal. It's directed by Nitesh Tiwari. The main role of Mahavir Fogart, well-known wrestler in India, is played by Amir Khan. His daughters are Fatma Sana Sheikh, Sania Malhotra as younger, Geeta and Babita, and Zahira Wasim and Suhani Patnagar as older Geeta and Babita. Sakshi Tanwar plays role of Amir Khan's wife. This movie, in simple sentence, I will say an opportunity lost. I know it is a bit harsh on the movie, but I'll explain you why. And also, you must be wondering, why am I doing this video so late? The simple answer for that is that I want to do a dispassionate review of this movie, because it's possible that after watching the movie you might get influenced by the movie itself. So I waited for some time, I thought about it, and now I'm doing the review of the movie. The movie is based on the real life story of Mahavir Fogart and his struggle to make his daughters restless. Now, the movie is based totally in the state of Haryana, the northern state of India, which is notorious for the lowest gender ratio, that's girl child versus boy child ratio. So I think this topic, this theme, is an amazing theme to start with, because we have to spread awareness about women empowerment, and we'll have to get rid of this whole issue of gender bias. So I think that was a good starter. The movie begins in a small town village of Haryana, and it shows kind of Mahavir Fogart's smaller background, which I personally thought took a bit longer time than it should. It should have been just crisp, clear and small, and that's it. But it does take a bit longer time, and it shows kind of the mentality of the people around there, that girls cannot be wrestlers. Even Mahavir Fogart thinks that even though he loves his daughters, but they cannot be wrestlers because girls cannot be wrestlers. Then the life goes on. Mahavir Fogart becomes older and eventually becomes father of 4 daughters. Now he is very sad that he wanted a son, not because he did not like his daughters, but just because he thought that only son can bring medals in wrestling. So he's shown very sad at that moment, and something happens. I will ask you to watch the movie rather than me telling you what happens. But something happens, and Mahavir changes his thoughts that girls cannot be wrestlers, and he begins training them as wrestlers. He restricts almost everything into their life that can distract them from wrestling. And this is a very interesting portion of the movie, where you can see that even the girls do not think they can do wrestling. They don't want to do wrestling, but Mahavir wants them to be wrestlers. Now the life of a wrestler is very strict, it's hard and it's harsh. So girls do not like it at all. And when people around them get to know that these girls are doing training for wrestling, they are going to become wrestlers, they start teasing them, they start taunting them. I think it depicts kind of the real life scenario. I think this is what had happened also. I think it's a reality. It's wrong, but it's still a reality. This is a nice portion of the movie, and that's where the famous song comes in, Hanikarak Bapu. That's a nice song. I think the lyrics purely show what a child can think about their father, because with all these hardships, all this training, all the restrictions on the life, that they start thinking that Mahavir Fogart, their father, is actually a villain and he doesn't like them at all. And they start playing tricks on him just to evade the training. And there is a scene in between that the child marriage is shown, and one of the friend of these Geeta and Babita, the daughters of Mahavir, is getting married. It's a child marriage, it's a wrong thing, but still it's going on even today. But the bride tells them that Mahavir, the father, is not actually a villain, because at least he thinks about his daughters, not like the bride's father who is just wedding her off to somebody else just to get rid of her. That's it. And that's when there is a turn, a twist in the story, a smaller twist, and they start taking wrestling seriously. They start doing training, and eventually they kind of grow as wrestlers, and they become strong, they become competitive. And another interesting part of the movie is when the girls fight with boys. Even today, that's a taboo. I don't think any male wrestler would want to fight with a female wrestler. I personally don't think there is any problem with that, but still, it's a problem even today. But that's one of the interesting part of it, and that's where the girls start growing up as wrestlers, and they start getting famous. And it's shown that they climb up the ranks, like the taluka, the tehsil level, the district level, the state level, and they start winning, and eventually Geeta qualifies for the national level team. Now, this is where the half of the movie comes. I think till the first half, the story keeps you on the track. There are some distractions, but yet it remains serious, it remains focused. Now, Geeta gets admission into NSA, the National Sports Academy, shown in Patiala, and the coach there, the Pramod Kadam, which is played by Marathi actor Girish Kulkarni, he's shown like you understand what I mean with the beep, that he's shown from the beginning like that. And I'm not surprised there is a controversy on it, because you'll understand why the real life coach is angry with this movie, with this whole story, because it seems unrealistic. And this is the point actually where the movie leaves the realm of reality and emotions and focused approach, seriousness, to more distracted roller coaster ride to the viewers. So eventually Geeta gets into the NSA and she starts training. There are a few songs, couple of songs in between. I don't remember the songs. I doubt people who watched the movie remember the songs. I personally thought it was not necessary, but it's still there. It's a Bollywood movie, so can't help it. And Geeta starts climbing the ranks even there, and starts training under this new coach with new attitude, with new approach, which is exactly opposite what Mahavir has taught them. So there is a conflict there between two coaches. One is newer, one is modern, one is sophisticated, the other one is country style, rough, raw. And Geeta unfortunately chooses the latter one. I mean the NSA coach's approach, and the conflict grows to a point that there is a fight between Geeta and Mahavir Fogart. This, I think, is the best part of the movie. You will be stick to your seats to see what happens. This is just emotional peak of this movie. I personally thought it was an amazing take by Zahira Wasim as well as Amir Khan, and it's fantastic point for the director. Now after that, the distance between father and the elder daughter gets it starts increasing. They don't talk to each other, and Geeta goes into overconfidence. Now this is, I think, where the Bollywood comes into this movie. Till then it doesn't seem like a Bollywood movie, but at this point definitely you start believing that it's a Bollywood movie. Geeta starts losing matches after matches, games after games, competitions after competitions, and her confidence is destroyed, and she's not even ashamed of it. Now when Babita qualifies, the younger sister qualifies for the NSA, she talks with her that maybe there's something wrong with your approach. Geeta doesn't seem to be accepting that idea that she might be wrong. But eventually, Babita convinces her that Maybe our father's approach is old, maybe it's raw, maybe it's harsh, but that's the right way because he's not only our coach but he's also our father. He knows us better than anybody else. Now, this is where, again, like I said, the whole roller coaster of the emotion starts coming in. Then there's a patch in between how they talk on the phone, then there is a series and a whole lot of things. I personally did not like that sequence really, but it's still there. And eventually, Geeta manages to talk to her father, get his advice, get close to him, and starts taking advice from his father and starts fighting like it. And then it goes to the Commonwealth Games, and before that, Geeta has lost lots of matches, so nobody is expecting anything out of her. So what happens is Geeta becomes a star. She loses out almost all the matches after that, and then she becomes an underdog. And for this game, this particular competition of Commonwealth, she's an underdog. So it's basically has the movie has turned into a underdog movie, and it's shown like how she then gets all the confidence, then gets all her acts together, starts winning again, and Mahavir Fogart is ultimately, counseling her. He's telling Geeta how to fight, what to fight, and whatnot. And then comes the climax. Now here is what I say. It's Bollywood, but it's totally unrealistic. I mean, you watch the movie and you'll understand what I'm saying. The climax should have been too much intense, but it's made too much Bollywoodish. At end of the movie, you'll feel that it's not a Hollywood movie, it's not even a Bollywood movie, so as to say it's something in between. And that's why I say it's an opportunity lost. What would have been a serious, intense, extremely emotional movie about girl child empowerment turns out into a movie about wrestlers and wrestling and climax and politics, which I feel is not justice to this subject. But yet, if you ask me, it's a nice movie, it's a one-time watch movie, no problems with that. Now, about the music, two songs I can remember, that's Dhakkad and Hanikar Bapu, which are good. The rest of the songs I don't even remember, so it does not have a really good album as you watch the movie. In terms of goods and bads, the goods about this movie is theme, the undercurrent of the movie, the message of the movie, then the acting of Amir Khan and the younger sisters, that's Fatma Sana Sheikh and Sanya Malhotra. They have done pretty good job. You'll like them. And also Sakshi Tanwar, she has played a small role, but it's she has done it well. In terms of bads, I think the movie does not hold up to the graph of emotions, intensity, and the seriousness. It goes on to a roller coaster. Sometimes it's happy, sometimes it's comedy, sometimes it's very serious, then it's action and drama and politics. I think it's all over the place. It has become a Bollywood movie at the end of the day. Then the background music, I think is okay. It's not fantastic, but it's still okay. One more thing into the goods of this movie is cinematography. It's the movie's been shot fantastically well. People may disagree with me who know the technicality of cinematography, that couple of only two filters I use in this cinema, but I think it's necessary for the movie, so I don't have any problems with that. And also the angles in which the movie's been shot are fantastic, so we'll like them. So as far as the rating goes, I will just give it 3.5. Actually, it should have been 3, but I will give a half points just for the acting part of it. All of them have taken tremendous efforts in this movie, and you will enjoy the movie. But eventually, when you think about it, you'll start thinking maybe it could have been better. It could have been better. Thank you for watching my channel. Please subscribe to my channel, like my video, and if you have any suggestions, any comments, please drop into the comment sections. And happy Makar Sankranti. Thank you. See you again.